Hello and welcome. It's been another couple of weeks since I uploaded, but I have to prioritise my health over my hobbies. This is my girlfriend Zoe. She's over here.
Hi.
Looking pretty. She did my hair all nice. I have a bow at the back. Here is a picture of the back. It looks really nice and I feel really cute today. I wanted to talk about travelling with illnesses, whether it's a mental illness or it's a physical disability, anything that impairs you from having a normal holiday, whatever the fuck that is. I didn't want to give you like a generic list of bullshitty things like spend all of the time you can out in the whatever the fuck those whatever. No, I wanted to make you a list of like genuine things that will help you go on holidays. It's in no particular order, but I wrote down a few things. The first thing I have written down is to make sure where you're going is accessible. That might sound really obvious, but I've had lots of friends, say I've had friends in wheelchairs, for example, where we've planned trips with the university to go somewhere, but the second we arrive it wasn't wheelchair accessible, things like that. Even if, say, you have other issues that you need to be near a hospital or you need to be near certain things, you know yourself what you need to make things accessible and to make things easier and better for you. The next thing I have is to take your medicine. Obviously, that goes without saying, make sure you're on your medication, but two little things about this. One, make sure you take 2 or 3 days more than you need just in case there might be a delay in the airport. Like your flight might get delayed or cancelled, you might have to reschedule, you never know, but just to make sure you have enough in case of an emergency. Another tip, because this actually happened to my friend where her prescription got stolen because people will steal your medicine to sell it on the black market to make money illegally. So it's to half your medicine. I don't mean split every pill in two. What I mean is take half of it and put it in one luggage and take half and put it in your bag or whatever. Obviously, I understand going through the airport or some security protocols, you'll have to have them in a certain place, but as soon as you can, split it. At least then, worst case scenario, if one portion gets stolen, say if you're gone away for 2 weeks, at least you have a week's supply, and that gives you 7 days to find an alternative supply. I would also say to call ahead, and well, you don't have to physically, you can't call the country, but like look into accident and emergency rates, or ER if you're in America, but find out how much it costs for a doctor's visit, the average price that your medication costs over there, just in case your medication gets stolen. You want to know that if you go over there and that medicine gets lost in transit or something like that, that you have the funds available to buy a replacement if needs be. Another tip, actually, first of all, if you're going abroad anyway, I think it's a smart thing to, on your home screen, if you can, have both clocks. Have the clocks of your hometown and the clock of the new place you are in. Because if you have to take your medicine at a certain time or times, then you can see the difference, see the time difference, put an alarm on your phone to make sure that you're still taking your medicine consistently, and that means you're going to be safer, you're going to feel better, even if it means waking up for 2 minutes to take your medicine, and always, double check with your doctor if the time is flexible on it and stuff like that, to make sure that you are taking care of yourself, because that's super important. You got to take care of yourself before you can enjoy yourself. Number 2 is to make a flexible plan. So, for example, this is our estimate plan. So what we do is we have all the days she's here, up here, anything that has a deadline. So say if it's an event, or if it's, if you have a meeting, or anything that has a specific time and date that it happens on, then put those in on your schedule. But what you can do is have a little list here. So I have a little budget section, but that's just for me because I'm poor. But I have a list here of all the things we want to do. So like applying for jobs, filming videos, baking, catching up on American Horror Story and The Good Place, because we love it. But yeah, small things that don't necessarily have a deadline, but that you would like to do at some point on your holidays. That way, you can take it one day at a time. you can still do things, but also do them at your own pace and enjoy them more, because you're not rushing to get shit done. You're not giving yourself only 2 hours in, say, for example, Disneyland, where in 2 hours in Disney is nothing. Like, we worked in Disneyland, it's actually how we met, which is really cute. But 2 hours around the park is nothing, with queue times and crowds and even walking from attraction to attraction. Like, you need to give yourself the time to enjoy it. Make sure not to oversaturate your plan, in case there's a day you wake up, you're not feeling well, something's off, that you might want to rest, or you might not be feeling the best. Like, the last thing you need is to shove 10 tourist attractions in the span of 3 hours and wear yourself out. A super important thing that I do, I don't necessarily write it down, but I bear it in mind, is to write down the energy levels for an activity. Now, this is a very personal thing. I can't tell you what is a high or low energy activity. It's kind of how you feel about the activity. For example, for me, going to a bar would be a high energy activity. Even though you're just sitting there drinking, for me, all of the social aspects of it, the whole being surrounded by people, the noises, everything is a bit too much and it's a bit overwhelming. And for me, that, like, takes it out of me. That makes me exhausted. I would much rather hike for 3 hours. I would be less tired than if I was just sitting in a bar for 3 hours. So you get what I mean. Like, it's not necessarily the physical activity behind what you're doing, it's more so how it's going to make you feel at the end of the day. And it's important to kind of write down whether it's, low, medium or high energy, and that way you can take it day by day. You can check in with yourself in the morning when you wake up. If you're like, okay, no, this is not a good day, this is a low energy day, you can look at your list, you can see something that's low energy, like maybe visiting a cafe or something, like a themed cafe. I went to the I think it was the Choco Jungle Cafe in Bruges with Zainab, and that was super cool. I have a photo up here. And yeah, no, like, that was really cool, and there was nobody there, so it was low energy for me, but it was nice, and it still meant we did something, and that way you don't have to waste away a whole day and feel like you've accomplished nothing. The next one is kind of weird. Okay, because the way I'm phrasing it is weird, but I'll explain. It's to treat it like a HIIT workout. Yes, all of those I's. High intensity interval training. If one day you do a low level activity, maybe the next day do a high level activity, and kind of alternate in that sense. Or for example, if one day you wake up feeling great, throw 2 high energy activities into it. But do as much as you can on the good days, and rest. Like, play hard, but rest hard as well, because it's important. Because, yeah, it's easy to be like, oh no, but I didn't do everything that all the other people did. I feel so guilty. Why can't I be normal? That's a thought that I get a lot. Why can't I just do things the way other people can do them? But you just can't. And that's okay. And if people can't respect that, they can't respect that you do need a bit more rest than other people, or you do have these accessibility issues, or you have something that's an obstacle for you, that it's not that their lives aren't hard or difficult, or that they're not struggling with things, it's that they just haven't struggled with the particular thing that you're dealing with. And you know what's best for you, so don't let anyone patronize you or tell you what you need. If you need to take a day out, take a day out. If you need time by yourself, take time by yourself. It's so important. Look at that bitch being all comfy in the bed while I'm sitting here in the cold, working. No, it's fine. She tasted our first gingerbread man. She didn't like it. I love that you referred to yourself in the third person. Zoe. Yeah. I know I'm looking at you in the viewfinder, but I love you.
No, you don't.
You're so cute. Shh. No. Next step is don't rush it. And I know I've probably said it so many times already, but don't. Take the time to appreciate, like, the colours around you, the smells, the sounds, like, engage your senses. If you're not somebody who can walk for a while and you need to sit down and take a break every few minutes, or anything like that, I find it hard to walk long distances now, and I'm not sure why, because I used to be able to walk for hours, but just the last few months I'm just out of breath after, like, walking 2 or 3 minutes, so I'm trying to sort that out on my end. But instead of feeling bad that you have to sit down and rest, to see it as an opportunity to sit down and to enjoy things around you, to kind of just pause and look at the moment. Treat it as a moment of mindfulness, if that makes sense. Because ultimately, it's going to have to be done anyway. So you can sit down and you can feel guilty, or you can sit down and you can, say, look at your friend. If your friend is with you, be like, oh my God, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't this great? Because I feel like we constantly rush it. As a generation, maybe as a species, we always need to rush it and do things and keep going and blah, 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 blah. Like, there's a reason everyone's getting burnt out. There's a reason mental health problems are on the rise. It's very rare that you find someone who takes the time to check out just for 2 minutes, to just get out of your life, get out of your head, just pause and just look and enjoy. And it can be such a nice, peaceful moment. So take that time for yourself. Because 1, it counts as mindfulness / meditation, whatever you want to call it. But 2, it also gives you a break and gives you a rest. So it's win-win. Okay, so the next one is I actually put down a few ideas of some low energy activities that you might consider doing if you're having a really, really bad day. Say, for example, you're stuck in bed all day for whatever reason and you just really cannot get up. Then maybe try throwing on the TV in the hotel or the Airbnb or whatever that you're staying at. And, watching the local TV shows, having a little bit of that kind of life, because it's not like whatever country you're going to, they're completely different to you. Like, they still sit down in the evenings after all their hard work and probably watch a bit of TV or probably throw on a bit of YouTube or read a bit, There are similarities between us as, a race. So you could always do that if you feel like you need to get out of the room, but you still aren't quite confident that you can do much more than that. Maybe even just sit in the hotel lobby. What I did while I was over in Brussels is one of the days I just went downstairs, I sat in the lobby of the hotel, plugged my laptop in, because I had that option, but you don't have to. You can bring down a book, you can bring your phone, some headphones, whatever, and I just edited a bit. And it was just nice to take that break because I wasn't in the room, so I didn't feel guilty, I didn't feel like I was stuck there, but I wasn't quite out there either. So it was comfortable and safe because I knew my room was only a short walk away. The next one is to taste food, for example. So in advance, find out what are the specialties of where you're going. What are the reviews? Find some good restaurants that are nice. Make sure to take a look at the distance from the hotel. Again, check for accessibility, check for convenience, also price, if, because I know for most of us, money is a fucking issue. And see if maybe they have a buffet or something you could do, because that's, 3 or 4 hours of sitting down, so it's fine, but you can still taste loads of different foods. Speaking of which, if you don't want to go for food or you're eating a specific diet or whatever, you could always try going to a bar. You don't have to order anything alcoholic, you don't have to order anything fizzy. You can always just get juice. Most of them will have Dilute or squash or something behind the bar, or you can just get some water, get some hydration going. Either way, another thing that can help is most restaurants and bars and stuff like that will have a Facebook page now, or they'll have a website with their menu on it. I'm a very fussy eater, but for example, if you have any allergens or anything like that, I always like to look at the menu because I get really anxious when I order. I don't like just sitting down and having to decide. I prefer to decide before I go out. So when I go out, I know exactly what I want. I can sit down, I can order it, and then I can breathe and relax and not have a panic attack. Good stuff. Cool, but what the fuck am I doing with my hands? I don't know. If you're like me, this next one may be for you. I find it really hard to deal with crowds of people, lots and lots and lots of people, especially around touristy areas when there is going to be inevitably be lots of people. Something you can do is to try and head out in the early morning. Yeah, there'll still be people, but there won't be as many. And also a lot of, for example, if you're going out for brunch or something, it'll be more fresh because it'll have just been cooked in the morning. I'm just thinking about bread and boulangerie again because, oh my god, I love bread so much. Oh my god, bread and pastries. That's irrelevant. Next one is to stock up on water and other necessities. So make sure when you're planning that you have an idea of what convenience stores are around or what supermarkets are around. If you're lucky enough to have a car, fantastic. I usually don't. I usually just kind of walk everywhere. So I will bring a reusable water bottle with me. But on my first day there, I will go to a supermarket, buy a bunch of 2 litre bottles of water. And that way, because in a lot of places you can't just drink water straight from the tap. Especially not from a hotel bathroom, which I totally did in Brussels because I didn't buy water because money. Usually they'll have like a 6-pack of 2 litre bottles of water. It's heavy, but if you can do that initially, it can help you out even if you're buying 1 bottle every morning if the shop's nearby or something. It just means you can fill up your bottle with water before you head out and do any of your activities for the day. So you're staying hydrated, but you're also, it's just another little step to take care of yourself. You can also stock up on like fruits and nuts and bread and, maybe even buy some nice things or buy some sandwiches for the day and save money on restaurants and things. Next one is to not make an unrealistic plan. Do not make an unrealistic plan, okay? I'm very tired all of the time. I'm somebody that has a really fucked up sleep pattern. I usually fall asleep at 5 or 6 in the morning and wake up in the early afternoon, usually. Thankfully since Zoe's been here, I've been sleeping okay, but I'm still really, really tired. I need about 12 hours sleep in a night just to feel human. And it's really annoying having people around me tell me, oh, but you should only have 9 hours sleep. Oh, you're tired because you're sleeping more. No. I am more tired if I do not get that 12 hours sleep. That is how much my body needs right now. I know how much my body needs, and I need to give it that. Do not make yourself a schedule that has you going from 7 o'clock in the morning all the way until 6 p.m. when everything closes. And then you come home, you have your shower, you go to dinner, and then you go to a nightclub. No, that's ridiculous. Some people can do that. I can't. But you have to make a schedule that adapts to you. You don't adapt to the schedule. Your health is not questionable. What can change is the way you approach it and how you handle it and how you schedule things and organise things. And don't worry, if you can't do every single thing you had on your list to do before you went on holidays, that's cool. Take that as a bucket list for next time. Sort of an if I win the lotto thing. Be like, oh, these are things I'd like to do. And also make sure you prioritise it. So the things you do really, really want to do, you make sure you do those and get those out of the way. And that way all of the extra stuff, the stuff that doesn't matter too much, you can do that too. But that way the stuff that you don't leave there regretting it and feeling like you didn't do what you wanted to do. I've said do so many times. Oh my god. Stop talking. Your holiday is meant to be a time for you. To explore somewhere new, but also to have a break from reality. So don't overwork yourself. Let yourself have that rest as well, and let yourself relax and enjoy it. I know it's really, really easy to consider drinking caffeine or sugar or, eating lots of food and to get loads of energy to keep going, but ultimately your sleep deficit will catch up with you. And would you rather have a week-long holiday where, you slept in most days, but you still got 1 or 2 things done, but you were happy? Or would you rather 7 days where you did loads and loads and loads and loads, barely slept, you were grumpy and tired and in pain the whole time? Because that's what happens if you don't take care of yourself. So take care of yourself. Those were some of my tips on traveling with illness, whether it's mental, whether it's physical, whatever it may be, okay? Everyone deserves to enjoy their holidays, okay? It doesn't matter what you're going through, what you're struggling with. You deserve a break. Everyone does. And you deserve to rest, and you deserve to feel good. And I know that a lot of these facts can apply to most people, but I feel like regardless of your mental or physical state, you shouldn't feel restricted. My sister's holding my cat up and he's just like, help me.
Your makeup's nice.
Thank you. Zoe did my hair.
Look. Oh, it's nice. You actually did your hair.
She did it for me.
Well,
Well, I wrote my script. That cat wants to be put down. See you later.
your bow is falling off.
My what?
Your bow is falling off.
Oh no. Sorry, she had to adjust my bow, but we are back. And look, to end the video, I personally believe that there is a balance between health, rest and tourism. You shouldn't have to sacrifice one of the three or even two of the three to enjoy the other. And you should be able to go on a trip and come back feeling replenished or inspired. You shouldn't come back feeling more burnt out than when you left in the first place. It kind of defeats, you know, the whole point of having a holiday. And if you have physical or mental limitations, no matter what it is, no matter how severe it is, it's not a competition, but you know yourself, you still deserve to enjoy your holiday and to have a good time. There's no shame in resting if it allows you to enjoy your trip. I know a few of these were about like medication, and a lot of them were more about taking it easy, but honestly, those are the things that they don't talk about when they talk about tourism and they talk about visiting things. You constantly see like 24-hour buses, and in your head you're like, oh no, I must stay awake for 24 hours and enjoy them. Or maybe that's just me because I'm a crazy fucker. But yeah, if you thought this video was helpful, I would really appreciate if you could give me a thumbs up, because that tells YouTube that I'm doing a good job and helps show my video to more people, and hopefully I can help more people, and hopefully I've helped you in a bit. If you have any other tips and tricks, I would super appreciate them, to be honest, for my own selfish holiday reasons. But I'm sure you can also help somebody else if you let them know in the comments below. And if you would like more videos like this, then subscribe. My YouTube schedule at the moment is, if I do upload, it'll be up at 8 PM. Monday is mental health, Wednesday is just a fun video, and Friday is all about creativity. So that could be anywhere from art to makeup to music to whatever it may be. And if you would like to see more of my journey, then I have my personal channel that I will link up here that you could, excuse me, that was rude, that you can go check out. That one is a lot less structured than this. I just kind of upload whatever I want there. Have a good day, take care of yourself, and have a great holiday. Bye. Oh, a thumbnail. I'm gonna sit over here and just do a bit of this.